people of YouTube, my name is Steve Gray, and thank you for watching. Today we're going to be talking about the season finale of Demon Slayer Season 2, or Demon Slayer Season 2, Episode 11, Demon Slayer Entertainment District Arc, Episode 11, whatever you want to call it. Before we get into it, because I've been doing this in almost every video, just want to give you a heads up yet again about the WhatsApp scam that's going around. So if you think you commented on a video and you think you want a prize and they say, oh, go to WhatsApp, then they say, hey, pay for shipping, that's probably a scam 9 out of 10 if they're trying to charge you $150 to ship a cell phone. So just keep that in mind. That is going around. That is a newer scam, and you need to be wary of it. So we start off this episode in a very epic fashion. Nezuko goes full demon mode yet again, and uses her demon flame blood art in order to defeat the giant scythe attack that we saw happening at the end of the last episode. She then shrinks back down to normal form, and we see her kind of patting Tanjiro, trying to wake him up. His head is in her lap. She is now back to the size of like a toddler, and then he wakes up and he seems to be fine. I mean, he just had a scythe through his, his chin, and 2 of his fingers are like battered beyond compare. There's blood all over his face. He can barely move, but somehow he is able to form a coherent sentence. The miracles of anime, my friends. And then we get to see what I think is one of the most adorable things that we've seen, I think, this entire season. Normally, Nezuko is riding on Tanjiro's back, but because Nezuko has demon strength, she picks up old Tanjiro and he's riding around on her, and it is just cute, hilarious, and wholesome. He is just riding around, trying to make sure everybody's okay, trying to find the demons first and foremost, to make sure that they are actually 100% dead. So meanwhile, while that's happening, we get Uzai, Tengen, whatever you want to say. He looks like he's dying. You know, the poison is badly spread all over the place. He is just beat up and rough, and there's really nothing that can be done to save him. So he's pretty much going to die. But then, here comes Nezuko to the rescue, and all 3 of his wives start freaking out because Nezuko literally lights him on fire, but we learn that her fire has healing properties. It actually completely destroys the poison that is in his body. He is good to go, and then another Hashira finally shows up after, everybody's got the crap beaten out of them, it's like this snake dude, I don't remember what his name is, but he's like, oh, cool, you finally defeated upper rank. Oh, but it was only upper rank 6. How disappointing. How disappointing. And that was kind of like, wow, he just killed, he's the first person to kill an upper rank in over 100 years, and you're complaining that he only killed the upper rank 6. And needed the help of 3 others in order to do it. That just shows how powerful these upper rank demons are. It's kind of crazy. Then Nezuko also goes to Inosuke, heals the poison in Inosuke as well. Zenitsu, his legs, I believe he said he was like, why am I in so much pain? Why am I covered in blood? Why do my legs feel broken? But go help Inosuke. I think he's dying. He was like, I feel all for pity, but I think Inosuke is going to be dying. His heart rate is almost non-existent. But Inosuke is good, Tengen's good, Nezuko is good, Zenitsu is good, Tanjiro is good. Everybody's healed up. I mean, they're beat up. Tengen lost an eye and an arm, but everybody is pretty much good to go at this point in time. They are all healed up. So, going back to the demons, Tanjiro comes upon the demon heads that are very slowly disintegrating. And he was surprised that they're still there, but I mean, obviously they are very powerful. They are an upper rank, so it makes sense that they were actually able to survive longer after their head got cut off. Even if they are dying, they're trying to hang on for dear life. And we actually get the very sad backstory behind Daki and Gotaro. So Daki's real name is Umi, by the way. She was named after the disease that killed his mother at a very young age. And Gotaro, whose name we don't really get, we don't get his actual name, he basically had to raise his sister. He was born a very ugly child. He said, children born in the entertainment district arc are kind of shunned upon. They just looked at extra mouths to meet and a waste of time. So his mother tried to kill him multiple occasions. He kind of looked like he looks like in demon form, except, doesn't have the green hair. His hair is more of a black. His eyes are all beat up. He still has these weird marks all over him. He said he reeked all the time and it was flea-ridden because, he had no money to take care of himself. He was flea-ridden. He lived off of snakes and rats, he said, finding them, killing him with a scythe that a customer left behind. And then his sister, Daki, I should say, got born. And she was this beautiful, elegant-looking young woman, and he was her manager. So when she got old enough to entertain men in the entertainment district arc, he was her manager, and he was the debt collector, and they started living a decent life. He was brutal, he was good at fighting. He made sure to collect his debts until one point she probably got asked to do something she didn't want to do, and she ended up stabbing out a samurai's eye. So they looked at that as being obedient. So they tied her up and lit her on fire. That's right. She got angry and stabbed out a samurai's eye. So she got tied up and lit on fire. I guess an eye for an eye does not pertain in this society, unfortunately. I could see her getting an eye stabbed out, but not being lit on fire alive. Really, really messed up. So Gutaro found her this way, burnt up, crazy, very angry, and then one of the entertainment district women managers said, "Oh, yep, that's the one that's been causing chaos." So the samurai literally sliced his back with a sword when Gutaro did nothing. All he did was collect debts for the people that his sister entertained. And then he got slashed, and his sister was there, so he was like, give me back my sister the way she was. So he took a scythe, killed that lady instantly, shanked her through the head. Then the samurai was about to square up, and he sliced that dude's face in half. Rightfully so, in my opinion. That samurai definitely 100% deserved to die for what he did to his younger sister. And he was like, everything is unfair. Everybody should take turns. With pain and suffering, and then success and prosperness. But the world, unfortunately, doesn't work that way. So we actually got to see another upper rank, the previous upper rank 6. We don't really know much information about him. He was just like eating a lady. And he was like, you know what? I'm going to make you into demons. I see that you both have potential here. So we get to see, Gutaro and now Umi, who Daki no longer looks like a demon, in hell. It looks like Gutaro is going towards hell and Umi is going towards heaven. And she's like, no, I'm not going to leave you. We're brother and sister. We're sticking together through thick and thin. I'm not leaving you. And he's just like, okay, she jumps out his back, and then he starts walking through the flames of hell, presumably. They actually end up swearing at each other quite a bit after they get their heads cut off, Daki calling Gutaro ugly. Gutaro telling Daki she's weak and useless, and he wished he didn't have to defend her all the time. But his biggest regret is that she ended up in this situation, basically because of him. At least that's the way he looks at you. He's like, maybe if I wasn't as ugly, maybe if I was a better person, maybe if I didn't have to raise you when I was like 15 and you were like 13, basically a kid raising a kid at this point, maybe it would have turned out different. So she had the opportunity to go to heaven, and he was going to hell, pretty much no matter what. And then she decided to join him because she didn't want to get separated. And all the crazy stuff Daki did, we saw how sadistic she was with people, so they probably both deserve to burn, in my opinion. We then finally flash back to the team, the OG, the original team here. We got Inosuke, Zenitsu, Tanjiro, and Nezuko all together. They're hugging it out, saying, oh my god, I'm thankful you're alive. Everybody's thankful everybody's alive. And then you just hear Inosuke take like this giant wheezy breath because he literally had a scythe stabbed through his entire chest. The dude's probably got a punctured lung or something. We need to get everybody healed up. I don't know if that's where we're going to start next season. We already got a confirmation that, yes, there is going to be a season 3. I don't remember the name of the arc. Tanjiro is actually classified as, basically somebody that deserves to be a Hashira. When Tengen was talking to the other Hashira, he was like, he was like, I'm retiring, and that boy you don't like, yeah, he's probably going to replace me. He's good enough to replace me at this point in time. So maybe there's going to be like some sort of like training arc to become a Hashira for all 3 of them, or maybe just Tanjiro. Then we'll get to see more of Inosuke and Zenitsu kind of off on their own, slaying demons, doing their own thing. I'm not really sure. But Tengen, he kept his word to his wives. Once they defeated an upper rank, no matter what the upper rank, he was going to retire. And I mean, he lost an arm, he lost an eye. The other Hashira didn't show any pity on him. He was like, oh, well, we'll get you patched up and get you out fighting again, fight until you die. That's basically what he said. I mean, I don't know if that's like the premise of the Demon Slayers or not. It probably is, but kind of messed up. He just defeated an upper rank. He got his eye slashed out. He's missing his left hand. So he deserves a break at the very least. I don't know if he's actually going to retire. Maybe he'll just be there for the training of a future Demon Slayers, but we don't really know. We did see the head of the Demon Slayer corpse very, very poisoned. But at the same time, if that is demon poisoned, I don't see why Nezuko would not be able to heal him. So maybe that's a possibility. But he was coughing up a lot of blood and it looked like he was almost on death's door. So it is a possibility that he may die, unfortunately, before we get back to the mansion. That is a possibility. That is my guess of what's going to end up happening. She was like, grab your father, some boiled water, do all this, grab his medicine. And you can just see the poison has pretty much taken over 90% of the dude's body. Like his mouth and throat is like all that's left. His head, his arms, all covered. He is very beat up. But he was optimistic that, because this is the first time that they killed an upper rank in 100 years, that time is now going to go in their way, where they are going to be able to find Muzan and defeat him. We also got to see a short clip of upper rank 3 getting transferred to this Infinity Castle, I think he called it. And he was like, oh, the only reason I would have been transported here is if an upper rank got killed. This is not good. So we're probably going to see some sort of crazy meeting with Mujin fairly quickly in the foreseeable future. But who knows? We'll just have to sit back, wait, and see how that all goes out. You're probably looking at 6 months to a year, I'll be honest, until we get Season 3. I'm hoping they don't give us another 3-year gap, because I think it was 2019 when Demon Slayer first came out with that 25 episodes. And I'm hoping it's 6 months and they give us another 11 episodes at least. That would be nice. You butter us up with this movie, and then you destroy the first 7 episodes by just redoing the movie. That was my biggest complaint for the entire season, was that, literally 7 episodes, almost half of it was just the movie again. And we only get actually 11 episodes of the season, which, it was great. It was fantastic. I enjoyed the majority of the episodes. The action was great. The fighting was excellent. Transformations were really cool. But at the same time, I wanted more. I feel like there should have been a lot more, but I guess this just wasn't that big an arc in the manga, so there's really nothing you can do about it, unfortunately. I think we're probably going to get into the same premise that happened with after Season 1. We'll get a movie that may or may not pertain to the actual Demon Slayer canon. I'm not really sure how they're going to do that. Maybe they'll make an arc out of it. And then we will go back into the series. So maybe 6 months movie and then another 6 months back to Season 3, I hope. At least that's what I'm hoping is going to happen, but who knows? We'll have to wait and see. They're definitely going to keep milking the cow while the milk is producing. Let's put it that way. Made a lot of money off that movie. They're definitely going to make another one. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Expect a second Demon Slayer movie. We're going to rate this bad boy 10 out of 10. It was excellent. There's really no complaints. We even got a funny moment where, like, Uzai was dying and the girls were just arguing with each other, saying, God, if you let Uzai die, I'm never praying to you again. And Uzai is trying to just, say his final words. He can't even get anything out. It was like, great, this is how I'm going to die. With women arguing above me. I thought that was pretty hilarious. But that's where we're going to end it. My name is Steve Gray. Thank you for watching. If you're new, subscribe, notification bell, like, comment what you want to see for future anime and cartoon-related videos. I'm going to need a new show to review. No more Sunday videos. Otherwise, we're going to get down to 2 videos a week for a couple more weeks until Yashahime finishes up. We still got 5 episodes of that left, so at least 5 more weeks of Saturday videos. Maybe I'll review Attack on Titan. I could do, technically, my darling, my dress-up darling, possibly. I've been watching those 2 shows as well. So maybe we'll see what happens. We'll see what I feel like doing. I'm going to attempt to still stick to 3 videos a week, but keep in mind it may go down to 2 for the next week or 2 until I figure it out. My name is Steve Gray. Thank you for watching, and as always, have a good one.